Hi, Martin here. Today we're going to change out the power steering pump on this 2001 Dodge Dakota. This is a 4.7 liter engine on here. The power steering pump, I believe, is pretty similar for the, the 3.9 V6 that they also put in these Dakotas and Durangos, by the way. This is going to be exactly the same for a Durango. And these engines, they started in 99 and went clear up to 2013. Now the truck is equipped with a rack and pinion type steering, so that's going to make it the same for even your later Durangos and Dakotas, even though the pump may have changed a little bit on those engines. And this particular pump has been leaking from me from almost the day I got this truck, and it's been getting a lot worse, and it's beginning to growl on me quite a bit. And we're just going to go ahead and replace it. And I'm also going to bleed the rack and pinion steering system and try to get all that old fluid out of there, and we'll get this new pump in. All right, well, let's get started. Okay, the power steering pump being right here, and down below here is the return line. This is your low pressure side. I'm going to start by disconnecting that. You can see it right down there. It's just got a regular type hose clamp on it. I don't believe that's a factory clamp. And I have a drain pan down below to catch all this power steering fluid. I got myself a set of hose removal pliers here. These work quite well for breaking that seal loose when you can't get them hoses off. Alright, while the power steering pump is draining, I'm going to go ahead and use this serpentine belt removal tool. Get the belt off of here, and then we'll get to pulling the bolts out of the power steering pump. Down here, come in here with this, and you see where I got it on there. And all you got to do is push toward the driver's side, left side, and then as you push that over to the left right there, you can just pull this belt right off. There you go. Now you can release the tool. And come over here to the power steering pump and just pull that belt off of there. And then right down here on the back side of the pump, there's a connector. It's probably some kind of pressure sensor or something like that. Pull that off of there. Now, using a 13mm deep socket, 3/8 drive wrench, you go through the pulley holes. And then there's 3 bolts, I believe, to remove. Yeah, it's 3 bolts. The third one I'm doing right now, you can't really see it. I got it on there by feel. I'm going to use one of these thumb ratchets. They come in handy a lot of times for this type of stuff. Yeah, see there? That's working out good. Got one more. Got it. So now I'm just going to lower the pump down through the bottom of the vehicle here. Alright, here's the pump. And now we just got to disconnect this high pressure line. This is a 16 millimeter. Maybe it's tight. I've already tried to loosen this and it seems extremely tight. So I'm just going to place the wrench right there, taking a hammer and going to give it a tap and hopefully break that loose. There it goes. Yep. That's all it took. There we go. Missing the O-ring right there. Okay, I got the new pump here. Now, it comes with a plug right here on the bottom side. Go ahead and unscrew that. It may take a screwdriver to get it loose. And what I did notice about it, that it is wet with oil. So they probably test these things right at the factory, which is a good thing. Alright, now we're just going to install the high pressure side hose onto this and then raise it back up from the bottom back into the vehicle. Okay, I was able to retrieve the O-ring out of the old pump and it looks like it's in okay shape. I'm going to give that a shot. Now to install the hose back into the pump, just like that. And since we got the pump right here in front of us and these lines for the power steering are long enough, you may as well reinstall the low pressure side, the return, as well. There we go. Now we're ready to reinstall the pump. Okay, I got the pump set here on that frame, and all you got to do now is grab a hold of it and bring it on up. With the lines already attached, all we got to do is reinstall the 3 bolts. I'm going to pass those through, get the top one here started. Right there, I got it passed through the pump. Okay, now I'm going to get the second bolt started. And now the third. This is the one you really can't see the hole or anything. You gotta do this almost by feel. There's just so much, the front of the engine is so crowded. If it wasn't for the mechanical fan, this would be a lot easier. I think I got it to go through. Yeah. See if I can't use this to get him to draw in, and then reinstall that connector. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get these bolts all tightened down. I think the torque spec on these would be like 20 foot-pounds. I wouldn't go anything over that really, maybe 25 at the very most, because you are talking about an aluminum cylinder head there. And there's 3 bolts holding it on, so at 20 foot-pounds you should be just fine. Okay, with the bolts all returned, we can get that serpentine belt back on there. And just make sure when you're putting that belt back on that it's on all the pulleys correctly. Especially like that lower harmonic balancer pulley there. Make sure it's, you know, on there like it should be. There we go. Now we're ready to fill it back up with fluid. Now I know I said that I was going to flush the system, but if you've seen how clean that fluid was coming out, and that's all because, you know, I've been adding and adding and adding, trying to stay ahead of that leak, and I feel that the system's pretty well flushed, so I'm not going to do that. And another thing, when I unfasten the hose from up here, really, I've noticed you don't need to do that. Go ahead and just do the serpentine belt, unbolt all 3 bolts, and then lower the pump to the bottom of the truck, and then undo your hoses down there where you can easily get to them. That is the way I did the high pressure line and how I fastened both of the lines back on. But when I did that, I realized that's the way I should have done it the first time around. Instead of disconnecting the low pressure side up here and letting it drain, I could have done it all down there the first time around. Alright, well, let's get the fluid back in here, fire it up, we'll check it for leaks. I may actually have to go out and get more fluid. Now it would be best to probably have the tires off the ground and then turn it from lock to lock and get any of that air out of there. So I'll get her fired up and we'll see what happens. Well, they did suck quite a bit of fluid down. It's still some in there, but you heard it whining right away. And that's all the air in the system. And it looks really foamy in here right now. And by the way, do not use automatic transmission fluid on these pumps. It says that right in the owner's manual. You're supposed to use power steering fluid. Chrysler does have their own brand that they highly recommend. But I think you'll be fine if you use like a good quality power steering fluid. Just a hair bit low for a normal operation. I'll pick up some more fluid and we'll be good to go. Alright, I went ahead and checked for leaks. Everything looks real good. Glad to get this job done. I hope you found this video helpful and informative, and if you did, I sure appreciate the thumbs up. That helps out the channel. And also what helps out the channel is if you haven't ever subscribed to me before, please hit that subscribe button right down there and the little bell symbol right next to it, and that way you get notified the next time I upload a video. And I'm also an Amazon affiliate. Please check out the links in the description below where you can find tools and products that we used in this video, and by purchasing through those links, that helps out the channel financially, and you can do all your Amazon shopping through any one of those links, and I sure appreciate it. Alright, well, thanks for watching. and we will see you on the next one.